What you know about NIO, man? You know nothing. In today's video, I'm going to cover quick price targets on NIO, talk about the current price action, what we can expect from the markets ahead. All you got to do, baby, is smash that like and hit that subscribe. I'm going to jump right into it here. So here's NIO on the higher time frame here. And for a while now, I've been talking about this potential wedge pattern that NIO's been sitting in. So as we're watching NIO throughout each and every day, just keep the higher time frame picture in mind here. Again, speculating on a little bit of a wedge here. If that is the case, I would expect a nice reaction here soon. Doesn't mean we have to break to the upside, but it's something we need to keep in mind, especially as price gets closer and closer to that point here. Now, when you're watching NIO, do me a favor and make sure you're also paying attention to the NASDAQ as well. I noticed that NIO somewhat respects the movements of this a little bit more than the S&P 500. You can also look at ticker symbol QQQ. Now, on the NASDAQ, one thing that's interesting is this trend line here that we've been holding down for most of last year. So as we get closer to that point, it's getting a little juicy, baby. Now, it doesn't mean the NASDAQ has to break out. None of this has to happen. All I want you to do is be cognizant of this because we could see a reaction very soon here to perhaps either the downside or a nice reaction quick to the upside here. So this is a potential inflection point very similar to where NIO is currently sitting. Let's go back to NIO real quick here. So one thing I want to talk about is more the recent price action. Now, I've been talking about in a lot of my more recent videos with NIO how the price action's not looking too bad. We are sustaining higher lows. That's a good sign. That's preemptive signs that we could see a little bit more upside in the near future. Doesn't mean a whole lot yet, but we should keep tabs on it. Another thing we can do as well is key in on the volume here. Now, the volume on NIO has been kind of flat lately, at least the last couple of weeks here. Denoted down here, you can see the volume has been trading relatively too high, and that's okay. But we need to keep that in mind because volume is kind of the fuel to our fire. If we're running out of fuel, I won't expect a big flame. However, we can still see a big flame, baby. So don't lose all of your sight on that. But I think NIO's at a pretty significant inflection point here. Now, what I want to do very quickly here is cover the price targets for NIO next, baby. We're making this a quick and short video. I got you, NIO Knights, NIO Bowls, whatever the hell you want me to call you, daily. Here's the thing we're going to do. We're going to dial down a little bit closer here. We're going to go to the 15-minute time frame. I'm going to keep it nice and simple here on NIO, and I'm going to keep it simple for you for the rest of this week. Now, there are some catalysts this week we need to be aware of. Tomorrow, we have the PPI data coming out pre-market. That is significant data. It could affect the market's movements. We also have jobless claims on Thursday, and we also have some market movers throughout this week reporting earnings, such as Netflix on Thursday in the after hours. So keep all these things in mind. They can impact the ultimate market's movements. However, NIO can still go on and do its own thing, but just be a little bit careful here. One thing I'm noticing right off the bat, off the more recent price action, is that NIO is losing a little bit of strength here. You can see it starting to show a little bit of this curl to the downside here potentially. We don't have higher lows anymore. We're actually sufficing a lower low as of the close of today's price action. So that lower low is a preemptive sign that we might start seeing some downside. Doesn't necessarily mean it has to happen, but we need to keep these things in mind. The current floor that we're sitting at with NIO is pretty significant here. This common support level. So our first price target or area we're going to be watching is around $11.13. Keep in mind this area. This is pretty much previous day's low, at least in accordance with the posting of this video. That's previous day's low. I want you to keep that in mind. A real easy one we're going to watch as well is we're going to watch previous day's high, and actually just right above that is a nice gap here. That is a phenomenal price target we can look towards for NIO if we do break this high here at about 11.56. So if we break 11.56, which is my upwards price target, I'd expect a nice, easy, clean movement gravitating towards 11.72. That might be a nice little scalp, nice little trade you can maybe get in for the day if price does turn bullish and starts heading up that way. The next few price targets on the way up for NIO is going to be a nice and easy one here where we have relative equal highs. That's going to be 11.81. I want you to watch that as well. Now, if we start mooning here a little bit or we start breaking past this previous resistance level, this is a big level, guys, but if we start breaking past this, we're in a whole different ball game. A few reasons. One, that first price target, if we do break the most recent high here, is going to be about 12.24. I've mentioned this level plenty of times in my videos in the past, but also remember what's floating in this vicinity here, right? Let's go to the higher time frame and take another look at, wait, what is it, man? You know what it is, man. It's that wedge. Look at that. See, boy? So that wedge, right? It's coming in close proximity here, and it's just right about where we're floating right now, okay? The precision and accuracy, to each their own, where you want to draw this trend line in, but I can tell you from a high level, we are floating in that region where this potential reaction could occur. Reaction is the key word here. It's it's either going to go hard to the upside or hard to the downside. So you have a nice idea for some potential near-term upside price targets until I at least post that next video. But for the downside, let's talk about that as well. So NIO does offer opportunities. You don't always have to trade this long. I get that some of you guys are investors, but we can look to short this as well. So 11.13 is that current floor. If we break below that, I think your next easy price target is going to be that prior low. You're going to see it right down here where there's nice forms of liquidity sitting right down there at 1068. 1068 is going to be your downward price targets. Maybe look for some NIO puts. You can see a nice reaction here, especially if you break that 11.13 floor. So 1068 is going to be your price target below 11.13. And then just below that, I actually want you to keen in on this level here, just below that prior low in this range here. That's going to be between about 1045 and 1035. Now, if you want to follow along NIO closely with me throughout each and every week, all you got to do, baby, is check out that link down in the description. Check out that link down there to join our private Discord channel. See if you're interested. If not, at the very least, leave me a like and leave me a follow as well. Hit that subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the next NIO video. Gang! With that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you in the next video.